Donna, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 6. So today I thought it is Christmas and it is the season of giving, and I did a little bit of a deep dive into some charities that you may want to support in the upcoming year. And all of the charities that I'm going to talk about are organizations that have to do with books, reading, or literacy in some way. They are also charities that I have checked to make sure that they are legit, that they use their money wisely, and that they are recommended by different charity watch groups. So if that is something that would interest you, stick around. Let's take a look at some really great charities that you could support in the year 2026, or even with a one-time donation now. So the very first charity, which I had never heard of, it has been around for 25 years. It is called Room to Read. So this organization focuses on two main areas. They focus on literacy and gender equality. And right now, if you give before December 31st, your gifts are doubled. So they will match your gift, which is awesome. So basically, Room to Read is in a number of countries, and they train teachers, they train librarians, and they fill schools and libraries' shelves with books in the students' native languages. So what I love is they're just not giving them books. They're actually training people in literacy to help the children that are in these countries. So, for example, for $25, that fills a library shelf with 25 local language books for children. $50 funds a year in their literacy program for a child. For $250, you could support a girl through secondary school, which is including mentoring, life skills, funds for tuition, uniforms, books. That's very awesome. $1,000, once they get $1,000, that helps an educator. That provides an educator with a year of coaching on effective reading and literacy instruction, near and dear to my heart. It's wonderful. It sounds like a really great charity. The next charity, which is a 100% 4-star charity on Charity Navigator, is Ferst Readers, F-E-R-S-T, Ferst Readers. This program recognizes that parents are their children's first literacy teachers. So what they do is that once your child is registered, they not only send out a book every month from birth until their 5th birthday, but they also send home resources mailed to the parents to show them how they could use the book, how they could read to the child, what questions they could ask, how they can talk to their child to promote their vocabulary. So all of these resources that have to do with literacy in the home, they send out to these parents. So they receive a bookstore quality, age-specific book and resources mailed to them at home every month until their 5th birthday. And communities that have a robust Ferst Readers program have seen their kindergarten readiness assessment scores rise significantly. They had higher post-test gains for first grade students who were Ferst Readers. And school-wide standardized reading scores increased by several percentage points each year as Ferst Readers graduates progress through the school system. So The cost is only $42 per year per child. Oh, and sorry, my camera is super wobbly, but this really just gets to the essence of recognizing parents as their children's first teachers. And it says that they have community action teams that have dedicated volunteers who oversee and administer the program. And they are right now operating in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Iowa, Mississippi, Montana, South Carolina, Texas, and Virginia. So this sounds like a really, really great program. I love that the administration and the people who work for it are volunteers. So you know that's what's keeping the program costs so low. So Ferst Readers, check them out. On a different note, globally, oh gosh, sorry, I just keep bouncing my camera around. We have Books for Africa. So there definitely is a literacy desert in Africa. And the whole main point of this program is to get books to the country. So they are the largest shipper of donated text and library books to the African continent. They ship over 64 million books to all 55 countries in Africa ever since 1988. Last year, they shipped 2.8 million books to 36 countries. What I love is that they have 2,000 volunteers that help pack up the books to send to Africa. What I really like about it is that they have specialty collections. They have special initiatives that focus on specific books. For example, their law schools in Africa do not have enough law books. The law books that they are using are old law books. And so they have a specific initiative that sends law books to schools and bar associations in Africa. They also have an initiative for sending books that have to do with agriculture there, since they are very few and far between. There's an initiative for French books. And what I really like, they have a girls empowerment collection for every 100 boys of primary school age out of school. There are 123 girls denied an education in Africa. So this was created to provide information and encouragement to African girls. Then they also have their own publishing company, Books for Africa. So they will be able to have books published and custom printed in their local language through partnership with a publisher. So again, this really is, they're providing the books. But for a country that has no access or very little access to literature, both fiction and nonfiction, this is huge. So if you would like, I have linked Books for Africa down below. So the next organization is a 98% rating on Charity Navigator, and it is readingpartners.org. And this organization focuses on training tutors in the science of reading to help students in poverty-stricken areas get one-on-one literacy tutoring. I feel like with so many children reading below grade level right now and not enough resources in the school to give that one-on-one attention, especially in places unlike where I live, where 18 students is the norm. I mean, I've had years where I had 11 or 12 students in my class, but I've also student taught in schools where there were 30 to 35 students in a class. It's really important to have that one-on-one instruction, especially for struggling reader. So they've had over, since 1999, which is when this charity started, 100,000 community volunteers have been trained. They have their own book series to go along with their tutoring. They've had 3 million plus individualized literacy tutoring sessions, and nearly 90,000 elementary school students were reached. So I feel like that is a significant impact. Also, if you don't want to donate, every single one of these charities has a place for volunteers. So it might be something that you would like to check out. They even have online tutoring. So if a student can't get to a neighborhood tutoring center or have people in the neighborhood, it says online tutoring. So they have many, it looks like a really great program. If you check out the link below, they have videos, they have their impact statements, they have what they want to accomplish in the future. So check out Reading Partners. Last but not least is a charity that is completely different, and it's near and dear to my heart, near and dear to my heart, and it is United Through Reading. So this organization focuses on service members who are on deployment, who are away from their family members, or maybe they are stationed somewhere away from their family members. I say it's near and dear to my heart because my daughter's family was military. Her husband was in the Marines, and they were stationed in Hawaii and in Japan. So they were far from me, but also he did 5 or 6 tours in Afghanistan. So he spent a lot of time away. My son was in the Navy, and he was on deployment on naval ships. And so he was away from his children, or his child at the time. And so what they do is they record the service members reading books and stories to their children, and then they make sure that the children get these recordings that their parents have read to them. And I think it's just such a nice idea. So it helps them record and share story time videos. They've helped millions of military families. They've been around since 1989. They have a United Through Reading app. That's where the military members can record and share their stories anytime. They've distributed over 800,000 books. They've recorded over 600,000 stories. They have a 4-star rating on Charity Navigator. They've helped over 3.8 million military families. I just think it's super, super sweet because it's a video. I mean, it's not just a voice recording, it's a video recording. So the children will get to see their parents too, or whoever they're making a recording for. So that is called United Through Reading. And what I'll do is I'll put a short little recap in the description box so that you remember which charity was which. If you decide to support any of them, let me know in the comments below. And happy reading. See you on the next Christmas Vlogmas video.